The U.S. and Mars in Capricorn. Mars is the planet identified with fire, iron, war and armed forces, just to mention a few. When Mars transits the sign of Capricorn, which happens with intervals of around 2 years, it creates certain aspects with planets in the U.S. natal chart, and consequently, energy is created that could be manifested in confrontations, military interventions or government actions, which are ruled by Capricorn and Saturn. Here the planetary aspects that U.S. has when Mars in transiting the sign of Capricorn. Mars in transit oppose U.S. natal Sun. The Sun represents the country and how it is seen, and squares U.S. natal Saturn. Saturn rules government, structures, and responsibilities. The opposition between Mars and the natal Sun represents tension within the country. The air gets charged with nervous energy, alter egos, confrontations and discussions, that if not well managed can get out of hand. The square in astrology represent tension, not an easy energy to manage, that if is not managed carefully, can cause damage to self or others. In the case of Mars square Saturn, creates an additional energy to the previous one, which is not positive. Let's name some events that happened in the recent past when similar aspects were present. The supporting links can be found on the description of the video. In 2014, U.S. imposes new sanctions on Russia. In 2016, President Obama orders more troops to Syria to fight ISIS. In 2018, U.S. strikes Syria's military installations with missiles. In 2020, the same Mars aspects will be present, but in addition, we have Saturn and Pluto transiting Capricorn, and Mars is going to have conjunctions in transit with them as in 2018. These same aspects involving the 3 planets were not present before 2018. Pluto rules dramatic and transforming changes and is associated with nuclear energy. The U.S. will be under the following aspects. February 17th, Mars enters sign of Capricorn. February 23rd, Saturn exact conjunction with natal U.S. Pluto. Same aspect happened on January 1991 and we had the Gulf War. March 8th, Mars enters conjunction shadow with Pluto. March 15th, Mars enters conjunction shadow with Saturn. March 22nd, Mars in exact conjunction with Pluto. March 31st, Mars in exact conjunction with Saturn. April 7th, Mars in conjunction shadow with Pluto. April 15th, Mars in conjunction shadow with Saturn. There are historical events coinciding with Mars and Saturn astrological aspects, but in addition, in 2020, we have other energies active that could trigger some significant event greater than the previous ones. On January 10, 2020 there was a lunar eclipse with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto and the asteroid Ceres in the mix. There was not a similar eclipse between the signs of Capricorn and Cancer, with these planets present in modern history. The transformation power of this eclipse does not have a precedent under current global structure. The energy of this eclipse will be present until at least July this year. We will transit a critical period starting middle of February and during the month of March. We will have to see how events will unfold, but be prepared for a surprise. It could be related to COVID-19 or not, but we do not have to disregard some significant military event during this period. Whatever happens, it will have an impact on everyone with a transforming quality. You can learn more about astrology and our astrological financial predictions in our blog at www.thenewroads.com. Thank you.